Alrighty, so we want to do just a couple of housekeeping notes. If you didn't hear it before, our Wi-Fi is Maker Summit. The password is Makerspace. We're on Twitter at MakerspaceCT and hashtag New England Maker Summit and hashtag MakerED. Like us on Facebook, New England Maker Summit. We're also live streaming on YouTube on the New England Maker Summit channel or MakerCT. Makerspace CT. We're going to have a lot of built-in opportunities today for everyone to mingle with all of our makers and exhibitors around the corner, around the room. And we'd like to take a moment and introduce some of the other maker spaces here today. Danbury Hackerspace, if you guys are around, can you raise your hands? Okay. Thank you over there. Danbury Library should be over in that direction also. Connecticut Hackerspace. Hey, Bill. Make Haven. Bristow Makerspace from Bristow School. And of course, Makerspace CT, we're over here at this end. And so we really want to encourage you, because we do have a large component of makers throughout Connecticut, that we really want to encourage you guys to start looking at us as resources and understanding who we are a little bit better. If you haven't seen them, we have printed agendas up at the registration table if you need one. And with that, I guess I'd like to start in and welcome you all to our first New England Maker Summit. My name is Devra and this is my husband, Brian Patton, and we're the co-founders of New England Maker Summit as well as Makerspace CT. We want to thank you all for showing up today and to talk making with us. First, I want to acknowledge the University of Hartford Entrepreneurial Center. We couldn't have found a better partner to start on this event with, and it was more than what we truly hoped for. I want to acknowledge Shelley McMillan, because she's been amazing. She's like a computer, and without her broad range of skills, very competent skills, we would not have everything together today. Then I want to talk for a minute about our maker story, because it's a relatively new movement here in Connecticut, but the maker movement has been making its way across the country for a while. And probably about 3 years ago, it was a pretty snowy afternoon when my husband was reading a magazine to me in the living room, and he started reading about a makerspace. And I'm listening to the type of people that are involved in maker spaces, and I had to think about it for a few days, and I thought, whoa, that is you. You really have to get involved in this movement. He's the quintessential maker. In the middle of our Avon home, in the dead of winter, he had a few tons of stainless steel dropped on our driveway so that he could get out there in a tent at 22 degrees below and start welding a 30-foot race trailer for him and the kids, because he wanted one. So there are a lot of activities like that for us. And I finally said to him, you know, Bri, he's building houses now, and I said, you don't want to do that for a really long time, so you should really start looking at this maker movement. And we then found Make Media and the Maker Conference that was starting, MakerCon and Maker Summit, and the Maker Fair in San Mateo a few years ago. And Brian signed us up, and we went for a full week to learn all about making from a lot of people that had already started maker spaces. And we met some wonderful mentors there, much like Dale Doherty and Travis Good, that helped us along the way to really give us a hand in understanding what the movement is and what it looks like. As we came to understand the maker movement, it became more and more multidimensional. Encouraging innovation and creativity grew into questioning methodology by which we teach our children, which became scrutinizing traditional standards of learning, juxtaposing expected measured outcomes versus nourishing the soul of the creative inquiry. I wondered at what point can we exchange our country's spirit of conspicuous consumption to one of creation and innovation? How do we better prepare our children for the world that they must survive in, not only today, but tomorrow as well? How do we begin to repair these disconnects in our society? How has the skills gap grown so incredibly large that 500,000 jobs are unfilled today in advanced manufacturing, and yet so many here in our country are unemployed? And of course, where do we fit into this? How can we fit into this solution? What can we do to make a difference in our local community? And these are the issues that really drove us forward for the last 3 years on this Maker Quest. Our mission today with the New England Maker Summit is to bring together interested parties to further discussions about making, thank you, innovation and creation in Connecticut. We want to broaden the awareness of the maker movement and its far-reaching effects on education, legislation, policy, economy, business, and manufacturing, and of course demonstrate why making matters. Today we welcome all of you to embark on this journey with us. We're witnessing the beginning of the maker movement in Connecticut. We must work together in a grassroots level effort to connect the pieces. Those of you working with our children must understand how critical your role is for the big picture. You mold our next generation workforce, and we all depend on your guidance. The legislators and influencers here today understand that the skills and tools necessary for boosting the economy through technological innovation need to be more readily accessible to our residents to enable more business startups. These successful products enable our local businesses and manufacturers to employ our residents. We call upon all of you to support discussions around maker concerns, become part of our team as we help to raise awareness and eventually work together to develop a solid infrastructure for supporting our students, budding entrepreneurs, and manufacturers.